All right, guys, what's going on, everybody? Quinn coming at you live. It is Middle of the Earth Podcast. Once again, here with you. Zero attitude from zero latitude. We've got a lot to get into today. I'm going to start off by posting this around a little bit. Let me get my channel posted up in a couple of spots. Get some people in here with us. We'll get the live stream going. Looks like everything's working. Torrent, non-payment allegations. We've got Tron and being investigated by Chinese authorities, and Justin in Chinese custody as to the reason why. Tons of FUD surrounding Tron this last week. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. Let's see what we got going on. Let's see what you guys can hear from the horse's mouth. I was fortunate enough to be invited. I was there. Definitely not an influencer, but I've gotten lucky in the sense I've made some good friends. So those friends have been able to look out for me in these kind of situations, in the sense of they consider me an influencer. They're letting me come here, come to these events, come check it out, come meet the team. So that's a real cool thing for me. The one thing that I can say about that we're going to talk about today, the IRS stuff we'll get to. Justin's son obviously has been just in the headlines for all kinds of stuff. One, for postponing the lunch. Two, for the reasons behind it. And really three, as to this one right here, as to him showing up to the influencer party in San Francisco after the fact. So I will say that one thing that Tron is definitely not. You can say a lot of things about Tron, but you can't call him cheap. Okay, they took care of the influencers. They initially, I think the idea is that obviously the Justin Warren Buffett lunch was the main focus. We were all excited about that. You guys were excited about that. That's what I wanted to see. I wanted to meet Warren Buffett, ask him some questions, and they had that set up. I mean, they had it set up right. They were putting us up in a restaurant that's pretty well known in San Francisco called Quince. It's normally only open at nighttime. They opened it up in the daytime for us. It was set up, it was the Warren Buffett lunch. They had CNBC, security, everything, all whole nine set up. One good thing about Quince is that you can't cancel a reservation that you make like this. It's like when you make a reservation, it's $180 to cancel. So instead of losing that, they gave it to the influencers, which I was very fortunate enough to be able to be invited to. You can see that the menu was wicked. I mean, like, come on, I've never been able to eat food like this in my life. It was Chef Michael Tusk. Went over. I mean, dude, it was incredible. I've never had smoked duck. I might have had duck when I was a kid once with my uncle, but I definitely never had black winter truffles shaved onto my portini mushroom agliotti. So that was really cool. They had wine pairings, champagne pairings. They gave us a tour of the office. A little kind of almost seemed like an HR pitch. Like they're definitely looking for engineers. They're definitely looking for new members on the team. I think they just hired a bunch of people. I know that there were a bunch of new faces when I was there at the office that I didn't recognize from even the month or two before. So, if you're in San Francisco, it's an idea. I mean, if I was local, I might actually think about that. So that said, that was a pretty cool experience. When I got there, I was able to actually meet up with BitBoy and Wendio. We went to the game just because the hotel was right across the street. It just happened to be lucky. And there were a bunch of Giants fans and Cubs fans walking around in their uniforms, and we're like, why not? Let's just do it. So we checked in the hotel. Seats were kind of expensive. These were the cheapest ones in the house, but the lucky thing is it was a hot day. So you'll notice about 6 rows down, that sun is right there, and we were just so lucky to be in the shade, and it made the game so much more enjoyable. So that was a real fun experience. That night we got there. Got to meet a lot of the guys, Crypto Zombie, Altcoin Daily, Ivan on Tech. I already knew Wendy, already knew Ben. We were already friends. We had a good time. A couple other people showed up. Crypto Elliot was there, or Elliot Trades, I think is what his actual name is. I'm not sure. I'll look it up. But it was a cool experience. That was fun and enjoyable. I can show you guys some of the food that we got. That's the caviar. That was the whatchamacallit, that's the duck, and that was the appetizer or the dessert at the end. So that was a cool experience. After we did that, they took us around on the boat. We got to go see, tour some stuff. Showed us Alcatraz. That's Alcatraz right there. That's kind of cool. It's closer than I thought it was originally, guys. I've read a couple prison escape stories written about the guys that have gotten out of there. I think there's 3 confirmed that have escaped. 2 one died in the water. They think that, and the other two they just, or one definitely died in the water, but the other two they don't know about. So, you look at that and you're kind of like, I don't know, man. Nick Diaz can do that shit. I think I might be able to do that. If it came down to life or death, I'm living. So that was one cool thing as well to see. One of the big issues about this trip that I'll say is like, man, there was a lot of FUD going on about Justin Sun. When I was there, I saw two articles from CoinDesk, and CoinDesk is going to be our mainstream media for crypto news. I mean, if we're being honest, guys, that is the go-to media when it comes to your crypto news. And for them to have a fumble twice, let's call the first one out, because I don't think they're going to show it. Well, you can see also, I just want to show this. This was kind of cool. I got my picture on the front. Whatever. We were talking. It was nice. But what I want to say is, like, that's not the only one. So Justin in Chinese custody. Now they, on their actual main website, oh, that's funny. There's no search. Justin Sun, Chinese custody. So they posted on Twitter that it was confirmed. And this is the, kind of their follow-up to what that was. Contrary to Chinese media reports, it's almost as if they were deflecting culpability, when in reality, they were the ones to actually, like, I think they did a retweet with a comment where it said, confirmed Justin Sun, blah, 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 blah. And I think, 2 hours later, we saw Justin come out with Cliff in that picture showing the hash in San Francisco. Okay, so that was the one, right? Not very good. That's CoinDesk. You're fumbling right there when you're supposed to be the people that we hold to the highest standard with regards to crypto news. So, not good look, buddy. Not good look at all. I can't remember who actually wrote the report, but I remember commenting on it during the, during the little concerns, because a lot of it was, is he in Chinese custody? Are executives in Chinese custody? And we're going to get to that here in a second. I'll definitely comment on that. But what I do want to say is that, CoinDesk has definitely got to up their game, because right here, this was an absolute lie when they posted this, stating that he was in Chinese custody. And right here, this is I think it says a TENS Tron Influencer party right now, but in the other ones, in the other articles I've seen, it said parties with TronFluencers or influencers. That wasn't the truth at all. He showed up. I can show you a picture of what he looked like in the beginning. This is right when he got there. Right out the gate, you can see he still actually looks okay there. Within 10 minutes, the dude was sweating bullets. He looked like he was leaking sweat. Everyone's commented on the bobblehead stuff and all that other noise. The dude did not look very healthy. I'll say that. He looked like he was sick. So whether it's kidney stones or, other items, the official thing from them was kidney stones. Now, we can kind of get into that as we're kind of getting into these topics further. I know with confirmation that the reason that the Buffett lunch was canceled is not 100% because of kidney stones. That was something that was confirmed by their PR guy. He passively acknowledged that there were outside pressures from communist China. And the reason I say communist China is because I still think I need to clarify that. For some reason, people say, oh, he's going to bow down to the host country. He's like paying homage to the, we don't live by the same rules that they live by, guys. We are in a country that's fortunate enough and lucky enough to where we can do things like that. We can operate under those principles. We can have that luxury of being vocal, being, rebellious, being anti-government, being whatever you want to call the American culture, the American nature that we have towards our government. That is not, that playing field doesn't exist in China. There is no intellectual property. There is no free market democrat. This is a communist country with communist consequences. And for this man to have his family, friends, more than likely, business associates, Tron executives were kind of semi-confirmed from what I've heard. I can't confirm it from the actual PR from TRX, Tron Foundation. But again, it was a passive confirmation in my mind because it was an acknowledge of that it had happened. There were some Chinese executives that were stopped and detained, and he was pressured into delaying this lunch. Again, like I said, I saw him at the event. He looked sick as crap. I am a healthy person. I was in great shape, or not great shape, but I was healthy. I'm not sick. I'm like, I've slept well. I ate well. And that lunch was, that was a big lunch for me, man. I got tired after that thing. We all were just, like it was a lot of food and wine. So you can imagine if you don't feel well and you pay, and I don't even think feel well is the right word, because he was genuinely like, he looked like he was diabetic, sweating bullets, about to pass out right there during the interview with Wendy and Ben. So, I'd say that it's probably a combination of multiple things, where the more than likely he was going to try to power through it just like everybody would have expected him to. And then when this pressure came from China, it just, it might have just been the straw that broke the camel's back. So as a recap, with that kind of situation, Tron, do I trust Tron? Do I like Tron? What are my thoughts on Tron? I'll kind of reiterate what I said in my interviews with Altcoin Daily and the others. I think that Tron would do very well to have a professional marketing team come in, take control of his Twitter, really just, really take control so that we can start seeing a more professional approach to the marketing happen. It needs to be less, grandiose words and more great actions. And so that's one thing that I'll say about that I've continued to say, that I think he acknowledged in his apology letter that he put out in Chinese on his messaging service. So that's where I've got that. Now we're going to lead into the IRS stuff. I think, we've got some dude, his bobblehead, when Wendy interviewed him. All right, we got some people in here still. So what I'll say then is we're going to kind of go right into the IRS says it sends warning letters to U.S. cryptocurrency owners. I think I have one of those letters. Let me make sure. Oh, I did. I sent it to myself. Here, I'll mail it to myself. We can read through this while I'm doing that. I'll send it. So the U.S. Internal Revenue Service announced Friday that it has begun sending letters to taxpayers who own cryptocurrency, advising them to pay any back taxes they may owe or to file amended tax returns regarding their holdings. That's not encouraging, is it? So, in a news bulletin, the agency said that it began mailing what it called educational letters last week. According to the statement, there are 3 variations of the letter that were sent. Let's see what I've got. So I got a letter from a friend who helped me out. And let's see what that letter says. Okay. Oh, shit. Okay. So let's see if I can zoom in on this. All right. Reporting virtual currency transactions. While we're writing it, we have information that you have or had one or more accounts containing virtual currency and may not have met your U.S. tax filing and reporting requirements for transactions involving virtual currency, which include cryptocurrency and non-virtual currencies. Okay, so virtual currency is considered to be property or federal income for federal income tax purposes. Generally, U.S. taxpayers must report all sales, exchanges, or other dispositions of virtual currencies. Any exchange of virtual currencies such as Bitcoin, Ether, etc. includes the use of virtual currencies to pay for goods, services, and other property, including other virtual currencies such as exchanging Bitcoin for Ether. This obligation applies regardless of whether the account is held in the U.S. or abroad. For more information, that sucks, by the way. I hate that last sentence. For one or more of the tax years 2013 through 2017, we haven't received either federal income tax return on an applicable form or scheduled reporting. Oh, shit. What did I just do? Okay. Or scheduled reporting. Let's see if I can get a little better view of that one. Not going to let me do it well, is it? Okay, so I'm going to have to use my eyes then. All right. Let's take a look. Where was I at? This obligation, yada, 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 for abroad. For more information through 2003, we haven't received, yada, yada, yada. What you need to do by the respond by date. Take one of the following actions if you failed to file. So this is pretty much, I think from what I've heard, a general of the letters. There might be other ones that are scarier versions out there. Let's take a look at what they say they are for the different versions. These 3 letters vary seriously by reviewing their tax filings and, when appropriate, amend past returns and pay back taxes, interest, and penalties. So they're coming at it, boys. We had a feeling that this was going to be eventually, the case. And I think on Thursday, a user of the Bitcoin Reddit described receiving such a letter. Lawyer Tyson Cross, writing for Forbes, also detailed how a number of his crypto-focused clients have received this kind of letter from the IRS. I'm sure that this is going after the big boys right now, but eventually I'd say to keep your eyes open because they're going to come for everybody. I think that's going to be one of those things that, if anything about the last few weeks in our government showed me regarding cryptocurrency and Bitcoin in specifically, is that they are way more educated than we thought they were. They know a lot more than we gave them credit for. They are definitely on the ball with, the terminology. They know about hard forks. They know about airdrops. They know about those kind of things. So that was one of those eye openers for me that just kind of, not eye openers, but just like, they're definitely not done with this stuff, guys. They know what's going on and they're learning quickly. So, yeah, I think they're going to, every sale, fuck that, imagine having to do a count. Yeah, that's not going to be a case. There's no way that they can expect people to keep transactional record for the last 5 years of every trade. Although technically, it should be able to happen because you just have to go in and get your trade history from each exchange and print it off, and then that's it, right? And then you have to get an accountant to go through and like line by line make sure it's all correct. So, but that's all I'm gonna have for you guys today. I'm gonna try to edit this video up and make it into an actual like video I can put on YouTube, record, a little couple things here and there. Got a lot more followers following the after the the altcoin daily interviews and stuff like that. They were great. I appreciate them being so generous with me. I mean, you can see it's been going nice. I think I've gone from 700 to 900 something on Twitter, and so anyway, doesn't matter. Just much appreciated, and I'm gonna keep grinding out hard content for you guys every day. This one should be 20 something minutes. I can't see it, but yeah. Zero Attitude from Zero Latitude, Middle of the Earth podcast. Peace.